Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So last class or last week for our rose painting, I had informed you that in the coming weeks I'll be doing all kind of new styles of painting. So if you're following me on my channel, you must have seen that we normally do a very regular kind of a painting. So last week we did a very detail oriented rose, and this week I'm going to introduce you to a new style that is a very loose style of painting. So in this particular style, what we do is we use these kind of mop brushes, or these are also called as quill brushes. These are very fluffy, these are very soft. The one that I'm using is of natural hair. This is the Brewster brand, available in India. But if you are abroad and if you are watching this from another country, try looking for a quill brush that has a pointy tip like these, and which holds a lot of water, and if possible a natural hair, because natural hair brushes glides on paper like a silk. The experience is completely different than synthetic brushes. So I would highly recommend. And today I will be taking you through a beautiful painting where I will be sharing a lot of tips and tricks while doing this, and I hope you enjoy this new style. And do subscribe to my channel, guys, because I will be bringing more new styles in the coming weeks. So let's go ahead and quickly get this started. So I've taken my 300 GSM watercolor paper and my mop brushes. The paper I'm using is from the brand Canson XL, and this is 25% cotton. And the first thing I'll do is I'll quickly sketch out my outlines. Once this is done, I'll go ahead and stretch my paper into a bucket of water for 5 minutes, and then I'll remove it, pat dry it, and tape it on the edges. So I have taped it already, and now let's apply the first layer of wash. So guys, extra loose style of painting is basically a lot of washes with some shadows. So we will be generously using our water and some colors to completely cover up the painting. So right now I have used ultramarine with lots of water onto my quill brush, and I applied for the first layer of sky, and next let's move on to the mountain. So I'm applying sap green here. Make sure you do not go over your houses. Sap green with a tinge of black here. And now applying ultramarine with a little of black here for the faraway mountains. So guys, this is just our first layer. So for the very nearby highlands, I'm applying lime green. So I've mixed in some sap green with some cadmium yellow for this. Everything is pretty wet right now, and while this is wet, we will pick up some sap green and start making some nearby tall grasses. And while this is still wet, I have picked up some scarlet red, and I'm putting in the colors for the poppies. So here the nearby poppies would be big because as it is wet, it is going to spread, and the far away are supposed to be very small poppies. So make sure that you put your colors accordingly, because quill brushes tend to absorb a lot of water. So it shouldn't be a lot of water for the faraway poppies. And while this is still wet, I'm also applying the center black of the poppies. Time to apply the trees. So I have mixed in some black with my sap green, and I'm starting to make the trees very loosely. I'm basically just tapping my brush onto the paper. So guys, loose style is not very, it doesn't have a fixed form, so it can be any random strokes. It still looks beautiful. That's the best way to go about loose style. And now I'm applying some cadmium yellows on the very top just to show that there is sun rays hitting onto the trees. Now I have mixed in some more black onto my green to make my shadows for the trees. So guys, you must be knowing that watercolor dries up very pale and very light. So do not worry about this looking very dark, because it's going to be very light once it dries. So as this is still wet, it's going to spread beautifully, and keep working on it. So here I have picked in some crimson red to shape up my poppies, because it has lost shape due to the wet on wet technique. So just on one of the sides I am making a U shape to give it a little more of shape that I need for these poppies. Now I'm shading the house with some cadmium yellow and burnt umber. And now trying to shade the back of the mountain with some greens. So guys, this is your painting, so you can apply the colors as per your liking. Go by your reference picture and start putting in the colors without fear, because for starters, loose technique might be a little bit of intimidating. So keep practicing, let go of your hands very free, and then later see the outcome of it. So I'm applying some more black here, because as I said, it dried up very light on me. So I'm just putting in some more color so as to show shadows and depth in the trees. And now applying black for the fences. I'm applying some burnt sienna right now onto my houses, because that is very light still. So keep applying colors until you're satisfied with the outcome. And the last thing I'm applying is some green onto the trees. So my far away mountains are very light, My other highlands are pretty light. So guys, you can apply color as per the depth you want, but I'm leaving at this because I'm pretty satisfied of how it turned out. Do not worry of experimenting, because unless you do it, you don't know what you like. So I hope you enjoyed this ultra loose style of painting, because it's very dreamy and it comes out really nice. So I hope you try to make this. If you do, please tag me on Instagram at Easy Paintings by Ishita. I would love to see it. So thank you very much for joining, guys. I hope to see you very soon on to our next tutorial. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.